I have a hard time people. I once wrote a sign that said free haircuts if you come in and say hi to me. I wrote it on a sign.
Okay.
Don't you know nobody got a free haircut today?
Because they didn't read it.
I put it everywhere. I tell anybody. I cut hair as early as you want me to. I'm at the shop as early as you want me to. No matter what. But if it's before a certain hour, it's going to cost you a little extra. They still don't read that.
Sad.
So I know if you're not bothering to read that much, you ain't reading no book.
Nope. Welcome back to another episode of the Living Water Chronicles podcast, man. I'm your host, Tat.
And this is J-A-Y.
Man, tonight, it's been a minute. We ain't been on here a minute. Your boy, went and got married, did some things. But besides that, we got on the show Mac, Groomer, but he's a master barber. You know what I'm saying? That's like a whole nother level. We're going to get into that. He got the beard and stuff like that. Beard gang in the house. Tell them what's up, man. Y'all welcome into the show, man.
What's happening? What's happening? It's an honor. Thank you, guys.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you for being our first guest back, man, since I took that journey. So, had to keep my heart.
Again, congratulations. It's a journey, for sure.
Man, yeah, I'm so relieved, bro. Like, I'm tired as all get out, but I'm like Jay said, he like, man, you're going to be relieved soon you finish everything. You're going to be all right. I'm telling you.
Yeah. The day went like that, didn't it?
Oh, yeah. It was like graduation, like everything else. Yep. Like, that's what I was telling her. I was like, it's going to be like 5 minutes, right? And she was like, no, it's going to be majestic. I'm like, yeah, it's going to be a majestic 5 minutes. Like, it's going to be like a, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to happen, and then we here.
We're here now.
But yeah, man, shoot. What's going on with you? How's everything?
Man, it's well. Like I said, I'm in good health. My family's in good health. Everybody's doing well. And like I said, it's an honor to be a part of the Living Water podcast, baby.
Absolutely. Man, yeah, it's been an eventful last couple of weeks. Everything. A lot of crazy stuff going on in the world right now. So, hey, it's a blessing to still be here. Another day.
Yeah. My pop just celebrated his 50.
Whoa, 5-0.
Yeah,
shout out
my wife and I went out to Dallas and celebrated with my father this past weekend. And like you said, it's a blessing. I had to remind him of that when he bothered to spend all this money, and towards the end of the night he sat in the lawn chair. So me and my sister had to let him have it. Like, you don't spend all this money, you sitting in the lawn chair for a birthday party. I gave you 50.
That's right.
You alive, so go and tell everybody thank you. Yeah.
Oh, real talk.
Yeah, it's real. If you're alive now, you win.
That's real. It's a tough time, man. It's a trying time. Only the strong survive. You gotta have a strong mind. You gotta have a strong heart. You got to make sure your soul in the right place and all types of stuff. So, I mean, it's like Rick Ross used to say, man, it's deeper than rap. So,
sure. Absolutely. So, man, how you been staying productive during this time, Matt, man? I know it's been a crazy, we don't even have to, the last 7 months has been just a blur, man. And, you and Tech, who we got, around the show, y'all are entrepreneurs. So y'all feeling this intensity more than anybody. So how you been able to stay productive during this time, man?
I've been able to stay productive with new opportunities that I've been given. Just like everybody else, I was affected initially whenever they told everybody to stay in the house, don't come outside, lock your doors, lock your windows.
Yep.
And I was affected just like everybody else. I sat down just like everybody else and looked around like everybody else and was like, well, something's got to shake about this motherfucker.
Right.
Because, yeah, that was just real life. So I even had my moment, had my panic attack, and had to get over that. I don't know how many people had theirs, but I can definitely say I had a panic attack moment, just being transparent.
That's fair.
And pretty much out of nowhere, I was given a new location from a mentor of mine that I kept in, we high and by relationship, these days. But he hit me up out of the blue and was telling me to stop by his spot. And I ended up stopping by and taking advantage of him leaving that spot. And I just took over the location and ended up getting a lot of furniture, on a low deal, just doing good business with him, and ended up opening up what they call a studio, more intimate setting for my clients.
Okay.
That they favored that atmosphere during quarantine because I still had to make some money in my garage. So right. I got a lot of good feedback from like cutting hair in the garage, how I used to do it back in the day. And it just kind of molded me into being in a position, and God kind of just dropped that one in my lap. Like, take advantage of this spot. Listen to your mentor, who is a God-fearing man. He's actually a pastor. I don't want to lie to you. I don't know the church, but he's a pastor of the church.
I feel you.
Sure. Yeah.
And he gave me. I trusted when he told me that I wouldn't. He was basically saying I wouldn't have hit you up if it wasn't for a good reason. So he had a lot of definitivity in what he was talking about. And I was timid like everybody else, not too sure on what to do next, not sure if leaving a storefront was in my best interest. But I took advantage of it, and that ended up giving me a whole new thing to focus on for like months on end. And then on top of that, I ended up obtaining my instructor's license.
Wow.
So yeah, I got my instructor's license not too long ago, so I'll be looking to hopefully. Yeah, I appreciate it. Hopefully we open up a barber school soon. So
wow.
Yeah, we're trying to open a barber school.
That's awesome.
Here in Antioch. So that's been keeping me.
And you ain't been doing nothing but excelling. Like every time Jay talk about you, bro, you just ascending and ascending and ascending. Like it's like, he's like, man, you gotta meet my barber, bro. It was like back. And
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, bro.
Jay's been rocking with me for a minute, so he's seen me pretty much evolve as far as like that's the beauty of having people like him in my life. Like, truthfully, total strangers. You know what I'm saying? Don't really know me from Adam. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they've managed to be with me so long that they've seen me go through trial, tribulation, and continue on and try to make shit happen as a man. And I feel like everybody else, they have their journey, but I'm just fortunate enough for people that can like vouch for that shit. Like,
Facts.
I've seen them in this situation, I've seen them in this situation, so I can appreciate that, man.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure, man. Like, we gonna wherever you at, man. We gonna continue to follow.
Yeah, I've been looking for a minute, man.
Yeah, and shoot, when Tristan get of age, she gonna come to you too. So
that's
that's an honor. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man. Well, you basically kind of answered kind of like a next question we ask all of our guests when they come on the show. It's kind of like a moniker of ours, and we ask like, when life has given you lemons, when have you found yourself making lemon water? More of like, kind of like a metaphorical question. So, I mean, if you want to elaborate more on that, you're more than welcome to. But you kind of like touched base on that, to be honest.
I appreciate it. No, man, like I said, a lot of what went on, I'm not going to say I had total control over it. Like, it was literally a lot of time I had to spend by myself just talking to myself or either talking to God about it. And then it happens. And so I feel like in the position I'm in now, given my lemon being moving through society how it is right now, my industry has changed quite a bit. A lot of people that are predominant in the barber industry were dealt the same cards and did some of the same things on totally different levels that my hat goes off to. Like, it's like the things I've seen. I saw the other night. Like, I came across the barber I know in Atlanta that had a whole storefront location, and it was his. What he got going right now, I tip my hat to the man. Like, wow, bro. Like, I ain't gonna shout him out because he ain't paying me for that, but.
Yeah, we do that too. We pull the same. Yeah.
He's done his thing, and that's just being a barber. But giving the lemon, everybody was giving their lemon with this COVID-19 shit, and I just tried to figure out how can I sell lemon water, goddamn lemon extract, goddamn lemon tea,
For sure.
lemon juice. Just all different ways of lemon, man. Like, you have to figure it out when you're in my position, because if you were like somebody else who had some sort of job to go back to when this was all said and done, or you could work from home, then it's sort of like a security blanket. There was none for me when my lemon was given to me, so I just had to dice that bitch up and lemon on salmon, how you want it. Like, all kinds of.
I like it.
Yeah, man, you gotta hustle. Like, and that's the beauty of don't let much of what's going on throw you off your pivot. Just deal with it.
How long have you been an entrepreneur for yourself like this? So on.
Truthfully, I talk to my wife a lot about this. Especially going home recently. Truthfully, I feel like I've been at it my entire life, because there's like this urge that I can't quite deal with when it comes to like applying for a job and that whole process.
Yeah.
Like, ever since it was required of me to do so, I've been decent at that.
Okay.
In my lifetime, like, even when it was my first job was working at Albertsons, like bagging groceries.
Okay. Yeah, that was one of my first jobs too, at Kroger.
Yeah, and I went from, I think the last job I had was Comcast.
Oh yeah, call center.
Yeah, I worked at Comcast.
I did that too. I got fired. Not there though. At 18.
You got fired?
Yeah. Well, I actually went through the training, right? And so like with me, I be hard on myself mentally. So like Jay, he used to work in a call center too. And so he was like, you just gotta just don't give a fuck going in there type shit. But what I'm saying, use that same energy and transfer it over and make it work for yourself, stuff like that. And so I was doing my best, like I was trying to hardline it, you know what I mean? And and it just wasn't working for me. And it was what it was. It was just it wasn't the season for me to be in a position for that type of job. And then I also had left my previous job in a bad way. Like, I mean, I had been there for 5 years, the job before the call center job, and I left angeredly, and then walked into that job angry, trying to make money, because I thought, I just needed to make money at that time. Like, we all need to, we need it for whatever we need it for. And I was just like pushing it, like, I gotta make this money. And so the training, you get paid anyway, and I was getting paid nice for the training. But I just was not grasping any of the material. I wasn't grasping, like, I didn't want to really. Yeah, it was like, and then like the trainers and stuff like that, to me, they wasn't shit. So I'm like, y'all regular ass people like me, you been here, you been doing this shit. But I was prejudging them, but it was really about me. Like, I had to, back then, I would check myself like I check myself now with a whole lot, like it's a whole nother level of transparency and I guess like self-reflection or whatever, you know what I mean? It's another word I'm trying to think of.
I can relate a lot to that, bro. I can relate a whole lot to that. Like, there's been several. I've had a lot of jobs, and I've been fortunate enough to learn a lot from a lot of them. So, yeah, it's been a whole lot of occupations leading up to this point, and just being, doing my own thing. Like, as far as being an entrepreneur, I never really adopted that idea until recently. Like, I haven't really taken the idea serious, like, for quite some time. I've just been trying to survive, like, and, take care of my family. Started a family in the process, but I was I was an entrepreneur before I started a family, and now that I have one, I'm a serial entrepreneur. So it's just like, you know, like you kind of put yourself in a position where you have to like commit to it entirely. Like there's no going back now. And I've even tried to like play myself as if I could go back to something else.
Right.
If, you know, of course, if dire straits are necessary, I will do whatever is, you know, needed. But there's no going back, you know, to the way that I, you know, would think I'd have to do it. So, yeah, it's been to say a number.
Right.
I'm 28. We're gonna say 15, from 15 to 28. I can't do simple math right now, so.
Like me, no
15 to 28.
And everybody and myself, and I'm one for that. Like in school, I was a damn class clown because I just wouldn't plug in. I mean, like, they you know, of course they label you stupid and slow.
Yeah, those are traits. Those are, if we were diagnosed properly and given a proper ear, we would have been able to be around the right people. You know what I'm saying? We would have not been able to be labeled bad or, you know, labeled, childish or labeled, you know, just giving all sorts of labels to the older generation. Didn't quite understand, you know, these people are quite different. Like they create, they don't conform to anything.
Nah.
Yeah, like you probably was good at like Legos and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like using your hands more or less to the best of your abilities. All this stuff's got a ton of literature that a bunch of people ain't interested in reading.
Facts.
Don't nobody care about that. They hide shit like that in books.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Therefore, it's always what they say. You want to keep something from folks, put it in a book. That's for real. Black folks, particularly, like that. And so, like, I mean, you know,
that's a good habit to have too. I don't know if y'all read whatever you read. Continue on, man. Continue.
Yeah. You what you on right now? What's your top? Like, are you reading anything in particular?
Not at the moment. I've been given a book from a client of mine, but I've read several in the past that I'm thankful for. There's one in particular I'm very thankful for. Because I never really was into reading like that. Like I got really into reading maybe about a year and a half ago.
It's like that.
Yeah, like really getting into it and really wanting to like sit down and like read a book.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't get into it, but the literature that I came across was after Nipsey Hussle died.
Okay.
Okay.
And when he died, a book list came out of all the books that he read.
Okay.
And so I told myself I was going to work my way through his list.
Nice.
And I picked out a couple of ones that I knew that were easy reads. I ran through them real quickly, but then it was The 3 Magic Words.
Okay.
That book by U.S. Anderson.
The 3 Magic Words. I'm writing it.
3 Magic Words.
Yeah, by U.S. Anderson.
And what about that book changed your life in particular? What you felt helped develop you more in a sense?
And there's 3 factors that helped. One was the time in which I decided to read the book. 2 was what the book had to say. And 3, who also read the book. And that being Nipsey Hussle.
Okay.
So when you read these books, like certain books he mentions in his music, like Spook by the Door, that's the inspiration. That's the book. The Spook Who Sat by the Door is a very good book.
Yeah. I heard that book.
Yeah,
I started it. I think
you can watch the movie on YouTube. It's like an hour long. Like the movie's on YouTube. The Spook Who Sat by the Door.
What? But what did you say?
It was in his music.
What was the name of the art? Not the artist. The author. Who Anderson?
U.S. Anderson.
U.S. Anderson.
Yeah, those 3 factors helped me really dive into that book, and without telling you guys too much what it's about, if you want to understand kind of how and why your mind may work the way it does, that'll be a book that can really help you understand that. You know what I mean? Because sometimes that's what I struggle with. It's just simply like, to give you an example, it gave the last chapter, close to the last chapter, is talking about death.
All right.
And it's backed with scientific information, it's backed with some religious information, and then it's backed with some overall philosophy information.
And
that's the best I can do. That's the best.
Yeah, that's real. Most of it's based off philosophy, like philosophical standpoints and stuff like that. Like I push people. I mean, I don't have it all together, but I do like to challenge people. What like folks that I be around, and like, what do you think about transitioning or death, or and most people initially they're like taking why I would ask that question, or they might get afraid or something like that. And I'm like, well, being afraid is common because we just don't know. We don't know what's next after this on this plane. So I mean, there's more levels to it. You got religion if you want to plug into that doctrine and ride that wave. You got realism if you want to ride that wave. I mean, I got friends.
That book is the best piece of literature I've ever read that combined all of those.
Now I got to add it to my Amazon list.
Yeah,
it's going to combine everything that you could possibly think of in concerning specific topic.
3 magic words.
And you have to think about, what did this literature do for Nipsey Hussle? I started up a book club. It's called the Real Nigga Book Club.
Nice.
Yeah.
So since you started that, how can people join it? What do they need to do? Is it open invitation, or is it like?
Yeah, it's open invitation. I mean, I bought the books for the first round of the participants. I can't extend that offer now, but
no, you good. You go first.
Yeah, Real Nigga Book Club. You just gotta personally get in touch with me. You can find me on social media at Mac_the Groomer on Instagram. And you just get in touch with me on Instagram if you want to join the book club. We'll be working our way through the Nipsey Hussle book list pretty soon. Yeah, we're on our second book. The first book we read was The 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing.
Okay.
By Al Ryas. Very good. I asked everybody in the book those 3 questions.
Okay.
The timing in which you got the book, what the book is saying, and who read the book before you, and how do you think that influenced them? Because you gotta be able to take a tool, which is a book, and it might not work for you, but it could work for a friend. It could work for somebody that that's doing their own thing, but just could need another tool in their arsenal. Here you go, passing that along. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what the Real Nigga Book Club, that was my only objective of starting the Real Nigga Book Club, is simply how to pass along information that I feel like is valuable in my way.
And that's
it's my type of assist. It's like behind the back.
Yeah, that's needed on every level now more than ever. I mean, every timing is everything. So.
Yeah, man. Yeah, educating yourself and just entertaining yourself. You can do all kind of things to just keep your mind occupied, or keep it. If you're gonna distract it with some stuff that's gonna help you.
Right now, I started reading this book called Mastery by Robert Greene. You familiar with that?
I read that. Yeah.
Okay, all right then. So I started that one. It's like it's a textbook read. It's kind of like you gotta study through that one. You can't just read cover on that bad boy. So yeah.
Hey, look, a thick ass in
thick as book. I started reading through that one. I started reading it in 2014, bro, and then I just took 2014. I just back and forth, and so like now it's kind of one. It's similar to the one I'm reading right now. I'm hard on is African Holistic Health by Layla O. Africa.
Okay.
So that one, I don't know if it'll show up on here or not. You can see it. Damn.
I think I've seen you show that one before.
Yeah. So that one was on episode I think it was 5 with Ivy.
Okay.
And so he made, Ivy makes his own sea moss and everything like that. So if you need to get plugged into that, for health, which is necessary for all of us, is like the minerals. It doesn't have all 102 minerals. He actually educated us about that because some people that are selling sea moss is different style, it's different types of sea moss out here, and so people are marketing it as such that it has all this stuff in there, which it has most of it. He was like, if it had 102 minerals in it, your body wouldn't be able to process it all at one time because it's just too much. It's like too much superstar power, basically, like in layman's terms.
Right, you'd be constipated.
There you go.
Yeah, that's gross. Yeah.
So,
you only know that if you read a book.
Fact. Yeah, and I've been on
here getting finesse. thinking you buying that 102 mineral. Yeah, all right.
Everybody's trying to do stuff. They always have been trying to do things quickly. They want to get it all right now.
They getting their lemons, man. They getting their lemons. They trying to make lemon water. Some. That's what I love about the quarantine.
Tell them.
I love it though. I love it. The quarantine made you dig deep in that bag. Like, God damn,
right
out there.
It's like, what is life? What else is going on out here? Where are my clothes? What are clothes? Like, why?
No. I have clothes.
Right.
I didn't even know that I had new clothes because I've never went any fucking where.
Boom.
I've never been anywhere. You've been in the house.
Drop pyro.
I had to ask my wife. I was like, "Is this shirt new?" She's like, "Yeah, you just haven't been anywhere."
Yeah, that's man.
Damn.
It's like like.
And then she just kept saying we were quarantined. Like after that, she kept saying it was quarantine. It was a quarantine. Like she said it over and over.
Yes. That's similar. Like the Bible thumper folks be like when they say old things become new or whatever. That's real. That's true. Is like I'll get out because like everything.
It was beautiful though. It was beautiful. Right. Can you guys imagine? Like think about what society was at that point. You stayed at home. You cooked. You raised your kids. You educated them. You know what I'm saying? You spent time together.
Yeah.
Yeah, you garden, you know what I'm saying? You learn new hobbies as a family together. Bro, that was life.
Yeah.
And it is. And then it just basically showed us that it is the Matrix. Like if y'all familiar with that movie, everybody is.
That shit is a documentary.
It shows you exactly what it
the has Matrix is a documentary.
All of that. Yeah. Yeah. Every film, and like we review a lot of films on here. Well, we get back into it, but Jay and I are huge film buffs. I mean, I don't know if you are not.
Are you?
No.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So we talk about the last one we reviewed. We haven't released this episode yet because it might be too hot for TV, too heavy. We don't know though. But we talked about Interstellar. And so we broke down that whole film. Hey,
no. Can we switch subjects because I haven't seen it?
No. We ain't gonna talk about. I ain't gonna break it for you.
Don't say a word about the movie.
We won't give you any spoiler alert. That's why we haven't released it yet. We ain't released it because people will probably watch it and be like, "It ruined it for them." You know what I mean? So.
Nah, but hey, thank you for giving me more than enough reason to check it out because I'm finna go check it out now when I get my free time. So I've been on the fence about it.
Like, take your time. You need time. You know what I'm saying? You need about. I would say do this when you watch it twice, but both times watch it with a notebook and just make notes on anything. There's no wrong answer, but make sure you allot at least 3. I think the movie is like 2.5 hours, but allot yourself 4 hours. Just to be able to process.
Christopher Nolan is sick like that. Like I can't get through the first 15 minutes of Tenet. Like I be watching Tenet like.
Man, Tenet was a mind fuck, bro. Like,
so is it? Well, now can you stream Tenet or is it still in theater?
It's still choppy quality. Like if you stream it like on your Fire Stick or whatever, it's still choppy quality. But like. It's clear enough for you to like watch it, and so I can't get past the first 15 minutes. Like I haven't seen anything past the first 15 minutes because I can't
too smart for its own good. It's too smart for its own good. It's gonna be one of those movies that it's gonna have to like sit and mellow. About 10 years later,
nobody's gonna know how good the movie is.
Yeah. It's
until
gonna
they
be like
watch
one of those.
No arguments. Zero arguments.
I'm telling you, man. But yeah, I'm a fan of cinema. Like, I know y'all didn't bother asking me this. I want to stay on topic as possible.
I know that's fine.
Yeah, I know y'all didn't bother to ask me this, but I love talking about it because Lord knows it's gonna be my ticket out of here. But yeah,
mine too. We should collab.
You feel me? I know you do your thing. I have mad respect for your videography, photography, brother. I've seen your work.
Thank you.
You do a damn good job. I'd love to collab with you. Well, you're in Alabama though, right?
Yeah, but it's nothing for me. I travel. It's whatever.
See, that's the spirit.
Yeah,
that's
whatever. It's what I do. Like I mean, bro, I'm a videographer. I'm a drummer. I'm a photographer, cinematographer, husband. I've been that though forever. Like the last 5 years, I've been doing that. So it's like when I got married in front of everybody, I was like, oh, y'all just seeing the fruits of the shit that I've been in the garden. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like when people ask me how I felt about the wedding, I was like, I ain't gonna flex. I'm cool on it because I can see beyond like what America has to offer for what they trying to take. But I understand that,
wedding wasn't for us,
what's that?
The wedding wasn't for a man.
Nah, that's why I wasn't tripping. They were like, "How you feel about your wedding?" I'm like, I was like, my boy is here, so we about to turn up. That's what I'm looking forward to because we don't. As men, sometimes we don't get enough guy time anyway, and so I don't anyway because I'm always working. Jay always work. Like my circle's so goddamn tight, Mac, bro. Like I don't fool with nobody, and especially folks that don't challenge me or I feel like my soul is not, we not really here for real. We don't have a whole lot to converse about.
It's important.
Yes.
Yeah, that's important, bro.
Yes.
It's important as hell, man.
Yes.
But man, I rolled up on. I'm turning this into drink champs. What's wrong with me?
Oh no, you good?
Hey, man.
No, you do what you do, man. There's
it's a vibe.
Next week, we're gonna have somebody on here that's gonna do a line. No, I'm just playing. I'm bullshit.
Who in here doing
the line challenge? Go, Jay. You first. You first, bro.
I'm logging off.
What?
I'm trying to. I can't get it. I can't. Oh shit! I can.
Oh shit!
I know it. Henry, it's me.
Oh wow, man. All in all seriousness, yeah, we most definitely can relate. I feel you on the cinema. I feel you on the other endeavors, man, because I'm doing my best to develop that side of business.
Okay. Yeah, that's a tough one. It's sticky. I don't know it all either, bro. It's something that you just never really. It's like the lights are always off, but then when you start getting somewhere, it gets dim. Like the lights are dim, so now you got light, but you still can't see what the fuck you trying to look at. That's basically how the business side of it is to me. It's been times where it kind of got damn near bright, and I was like, "Oh, it's bright in here," and then somebody wouldn't pay the light bill, or they would just cut it off metaphorically. So it just depends. But I mean, if your heart is in it and you love it, it doesn't matter if it's dark or not. You ready to face whatever. So.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Continue to do it. Continue to thrive. But as the late Javier would say, one of my instructors from Alabama A&M, struggle through it. Javier Thompson, struggle through it. So whatever it is that you really want, like at first, one of my biggest struggles was using Final Cut Pro because I use that a lot to edit things. He's like, Tack, you just gonna have to sit here and struggle through it because if you really want it, this is gonna be for you, and it'll develop its way out into what it needs to be. But you got to sit down and struggle through it. And then I took a summer. I was in summer school just trying to. No, I wasn't even in summer school. I was just at the school bullshitting because I had nothing else to do. And, I mean, it's always something to do with in school. You just, but. I was just in the lab fooling around with Final Cut 7, bro, and you know, one thing turned into that, and you know, it's still not where I want it to be, but that's the beauty of it. It's never really gonna be exactly where you want it to be, like whatever.
Where you think you at about what if they say it take about 10,000 hours to master anything? How many hours you think you got?
I really haven't been counting, but if I could just throw a number out there, if it was 10,000 to master something, maybe 3,000, honestly, because I've done so much crap chasing other people's dream, listening to the wrong heads, you know. But then even that is still part of the mastery, so you can kind of like raise it by 2,000. So maybe I'm at 5, but it's based off what you believe on yourself.
Now, you mentioned the fact that you're reading The Art of Mastery. How far along in the book are you?
Oof, I stopped, bro. Like, I went through chapters 1. I read most of 1 and 3. I didn't read 2. I skipped around.
Oh, man. Hey.
I'm starting over.
Remember this conversation, right? And then you're gonna see.
Oh, it's being recorded, so I'm gonna recount it.
You're gonna see having 3,000 hours. You're gonna see how to change that, and your thought process on them 3,000 hours that you mentioned that you have right now towards mastering just that program alone, because that's 10,000 per endeavor.
Okay.
You gon' further understand, like, wow, like 3,000, I'm really capable of maximizing at least another 3 by this time.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
By just simply doing X, Y, and Z. That's the beauty of combining what you read to how you live your life.
Yeah, you gotta apply what you read. You can't just read.
Dive back into mastery. Once you get back into the art of mastery, go to the first 48 laws, combine those two, and then you'll be. I'm telling you, you'll be.
I have the 48. I was gonna get his whole series. Like, that's what I was waiting on Black Friday this year for. I'm gonna see if I can just get all. I'm gonna get the whole series, all this stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's a series of that.
Yeah, it's like
Robert Greene series.
Mm-hmm. He got a lot of different, like, you know, Mastery, 48 Laws of Power, The Art of Seduction. Was it Sun Tzu? What is it?
But that's not him. Sun Tzu.
No, that's somebody else. But they put them in the same category of like genre of reading or whatever.
Yeah. Out of respect, I would only read The Art of War for Mr. Sun Tzu's perspective. I wouldn't read there is a combination book. Okay. I would, out of respect for the original piece, I would only read the original Art of War. That's just me.
I respect that. That's how I am too. Like, I started reading. Do you know who? I can't think of nobody's name right now. It's this dude from like Germany or whatever, and he had started studying the art of fasting, and it was called The Mucusless Diet. Is the name of the book, but the author talks about, you know, basically like what people call vegan today.
Oh, I've heard that.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay, bet. So I'm gonna have to, at some point, I'm gonna have to run and go get it because I know exactly what it is. But I got the original piece, and so like they have a reduced version or whatever. But I wanted the thick. I mean, it's not thick, but it's actually like a read through, and it's like a workbook in there as well, so you can apply and read at the same time. So that one is really good too. I had started studying that on my own. I think his name is like Arnold Ons or something, like on something. But the dude breaks down like everything you need to eat to success. And so basically it's all of his trials. It's a book of trials that he had processed. And this dude, this is like 1920 or 18. Like, it's back in the way back. It's not, you know, anything that is pre is usually what you need to fuck with anyway. Right. A lot of the shit now, it depends on who you read and who you following. But a lot of the stuff that I've been reading has been older. Because
this is a real adult conversation, man. A lot of people ain't ready for that one. The literature, oh man.
Yeah.
I have a hard time. People, I once wrote a sign that said free haircuts if you come in and say hi to me. I wrote it on a sign.
Okay.
Don't you know nobody got a free haircut today?
Because they didn't read.
I put it everywhere. I tell anybody. I cut hair as early as you want me to. I'm at the shop as early as you want me to. No matter what. But if it's before a certain hour, it's going to cost you a little extra. They still don't read that.
Sad.
So I know if you're not bothering to read that much, you ain't reading no book.
Nope.
It's a different. I'm for real. You want to see some ladies? You got to watch the podcast. Hold on, I got a message for the ladies.
Go for it.
You want to see something? Pull out a book and tell a nigga read a paragraph. Just see if he can read it. I'm telling you.
Yeah. And I used to ask questions too. I would ask a lot of folks, Jay know this. I'd be like, yo, what's your top 3 reading list right now? Or what you on? Like, I'm trying to see what you at. And the niggas would be like, what you mean? And I'd be like, never mind. I'd be like, don't worry about it, bro.
Nigga might read the back of a box of cereal in the morning.
No, I'll take it further. They won't even read that shit. They just buy the shit and eat it. And then wonder why they fucked up.
I think a nigga will read the expiration date.
That's it.
They'll
read the name. They'll read the name of it. But most people be looking at colors. They don't even really look at the name. They just looking at the color of the box and they know this is what it is. They buy the shit, be mad when they get home and they bought honeycomb. Yeah. They wanted like waffle crisp or some shit. Because they look similar. But a lot of things look similar and they're just not the same. Like, I mean...
Like a hot dogs.
You know, have y'all, y'all know Jamarcus Russell is, right? The quarterback.
Football player?
Yeah.
All right, so y'all probably heard about this story while he was, I think he had just got drafted. He was the number 1 pick in his draft, I want to say, in 2005 and 2006. It was one of those.
It was a week they gave him a blank tape?
Yes, and they gave him a tape, and I think they gave him a playbook as well. Yes. And the physical playbook had $100 bill at the end of it. If you read, it's like they was like if you got to the end, here's a $100 bill. So that he came to practice the next day. And it was like, yeah, you studied the playbook, and he was like, oh yeah, I studied it. But he never mentioned about the $100 bill that he got. So that goes back to like basically saying like how y'all were saying like niggas just don't read, and you know he
didn't even
fumble the whole bag.
Yeah, fumble the whole bag. You was the number 1 pick. You was the number 1
draft pick.
Didn't even flip through the book.
As a black man in that position, had the audacity to not only not watch the film, lie about it, not only lie about not reading the playbook in that position.
Like they
all your family probably depending on you and some more shit.
Right. And I bet you, with a lot of time, we'll go back to my origin. I can resonate with that because in school I used to kind of be the same way. But I also had experienced a lot of loss. I experienced a lot of things that had happened in my life outside of loss. And I didn't believe in myself when I needed to. I mean, sometimes even now I probably don't believe in myself the way I should. But now I have a different mechanism. Like I have to develop tools to fight that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Fear and anxiety and depression, this shit is real. It exists in all of us. Doesn't matter who you are. So,
Amen.
And anxiety and fear will lie to you. It will tell you that you ain't shit. It will tell you that you can't sell nothing. It will tell you that, whole list. So, like, that's going back to that job that I got fired from. Like, I've been fired from a lot of jobs. So, it's like, I got my own company. So, it's whatever. But I say that to say this, man. Start believing in yourself. Start finding ways to develop tools. Start using your fucking hands. Like, you know what I'm saying? But use your mind over everything. The body can't survive without the mind. So you gotta find a way to plug into yourself and bet on yourself. Because if you're not betting on yourself, you're gonna lose every time, man.
For sure. Too much faith in something you can't. I understand that.
But damn, man, he didn't get that $100 bill. Fuck.
Yeah.
That's what he get. Marcus Russell.
Because at that point, you still ain't rich yet, because a lot of people, a lot of people have this foregone conclusion that they already reached all draft night, but you still had to sign your contract at that point, and that was at a time where rookie contracts weren't on the scale. You know, you was getting banked as a rookie, and and did shit. You know, now it's kind of a little different. So it's still, I don't think he had got his rookie contract. So that $100 bill would have, would have took you some places. But yeah, but that goes to show that was his career in a nutshell. Like, I think he maybe lasted 2, maybe 3 seasons with Oakland that year. That time,
yeah. And he looked out of shape too. He looked out of shape. I don't know if he actually was, because sometimes he was. He was out of shape. Yep,
he was. He came. That was another thing too. He came to OTAs and training camp
overweight,
40 pounds out of shape. Yeah. So
that's an LSU product.
Yeah. A lot of people
their program is real faulty. I mean, they just have up times, but I don't really feel like they have it.
Hold on.
It's your team?
Hold on. No. It ain't my team. It ain't my team. I'm competitive. Get them boys they respect, though. They definitely just won.
They won last year or whatever year. Not last year. Yeah.
Definitely.
They did win last year. Bro, I ain't even been on sports like that no more. I don't even know what the fuck is going on. But I play fantasy football because of a couple of my homeboys. They drag me into this shit every year, like for the last 2.5, 3 years. 3 years. So that's the only real reason why I kind of know about shit. With the coronavirus situation, it's sucked my interest away from that, because I'm like, all right, let's use
I'm still winning in fantasy football without touching my team. It's so
same. Yeah. The only reason why I was losing 1 week was because of the coronavirus, and 2 of my players. I'm 5-1 this week, so like 2 of my players had COVID, and so I had to find 2 Joe Blow dudes just to fill the spots. But that's the only reason why I had to make some moves, and then people. I be winning with nobody. It's like folks you don't know. But the only reason why I win like that is because I read. I just go look up the articles. I be like, simple shit. Who is the starting running back of the Kansas City Chiefs? Well, we know whoever it is. And then I'd be like, well, who's the number 2? And so, if the dude get hurt, then that means the number 2. And so that means if the number 2 is coming up next, or him and the number 3 is battling for it, I got to go read about both players. All I can do is read about them because I can't see them practice. Otherwise, I'd be able to make an accurate description and say, okay, I'm going to move this. I'm going to go get this guy. 9 times out of 10, the folks in my group, they don't be looking in the free agent pool a lot. And so, they be in there just chilling. But, shit, they got AB.
Damn fantasy. I'm glad I didn't get too involved this year. It's been a rough one for all athletes.
Yeah, I sit this one out. I told him at the beginning, I was like, fantasy is already a headache enough anyway on a regular year. So when you throw in COVID and all this, it's just going to be a headache because it's already a headache. After the first 6 weeks, that's when it becomes strategic, because
it's a lot of kids. It's a lot of kids that's not gonna get a fair look.
Yeah,
and that sucks. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of good athletes that might get swept under the rug because of this shit. But we won't really see that until later on. We'd be like, damn, where's the next class of athletes? Because the NBA is already saying this draft sucks.
Damn. Yeah, I was wondering when it was
the Timberwolves got the number 1 pick this year, and they were like, who the fuck do we want? And why do we want them?
Mm-hmm. Well, see, okay, that's a different thing for me. A lot of the NBA owners owners, GMs, and stuff like that, personally, I feel like a lot of them don't understand the business that they're in, because they don't understand the players' mental capacity or where they come from or anything like that. They know that they probably came from rough inner city areas. That's all they got, because that's almost everybody's story. When you look at all these documentaries, it's the same story over and over again. But do you know your player well enough to see? To understand why they're not playing well? Do you know their lifestyle outside the court? Like why they come in and not ready, shit like
I
that, distracted or whatnot.
This is gonna be I respectfully, this is gonna be a hard pill to swallow. Tape don't lie.
Yep.
That's fair.
So whatever you got on tape, I can't be too concerned with your extracurricular. I'm not impressed.
But you gotta be though, because mentally, if you're not there, it ain't gonna be on tape. You see what I'm saying? Like you do need to be professional and come ready, because like what you saying is basically no excuses. I can totally agree with you on that.
When it comes to doing your job effectively, like no matter if you're a professional athlete, a 9-to-5 person, entrepreneur, you don't really have a benefit of an excuse for not performing well enough to earn a better wage. You want more money? You have to do more to get more money. You see what I mean? Like you have to put forth more effort. You want more attention? You have to perform more. Like there's no way around it. No matter where you come from, what's your background, how you were raised, who was in your life, who wasn't in your life. LeBron James is a prime example of that. Like he's the epitome, if you look at his career, of just wanting a whole lot more.
He pushed it. He definitely pushed it.
Like
you feel like folks that came before him that didn't, let's just look at all the athletes that just kind of stayed in the athlete box. Do you feel like they didn't want a lot more before?
They wanted even more. Like who are we talking about? Jordan? Kobe?
Anybody? Like I'm talking about like all the athletes he got outside of basketball.
Do you even know do you know who Sue Bird is?
The WNBA player, right?
Larry Bird's daughter just won 4 championships, dog, and she only got paid $200,000.
Yeah, they are crazily
underpaid. 4 rings, bro. That's Larry Bird's daughter.
It's not valued depending on who you got.
She out here balling. She probably give niggas in the NBA buckets for like at least 25 points. But that's just how it is. Like in society, your performance, women got it that much harder, especially when you think about pro sports. But even just being a man, your performance dictates. Your hustle determines your salary. It's gonna always be that way,
regardless of what you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, like the younger generation wants some sort of break because of COVID. They want some sort of yada yada. And these older generations run shit. And they done been through shit. And so they die off. There's no real, sympathy there. You see what I'm saying? That's where organizations can come out and say, like the Timberwolves said, who is it that we're really going after in this year's draft? We don't know.
I love that.
That's crazy.
$1 million, like, come on, the organization said this.
I mean, shit. If nobody is catching their eye, then that, of course, that's the type of answer you would get from an organization.
And then you think you wanna relate so much to that person, that athlete. Yes, they could be going through a whole lot, but what's required of them right now in the spotlight that they're given and the opportunities that they're given, it's about showing out, like showing all the way out on the highest stage. You see what I'm saying? Like taking your teams to championships, etc. Pushing the envelope. When it's time for you to ball, you're balling. When it's time for you to hit the hardwood, you hit the hardwood. Whenever you hit the field, you going hard. Those people will separate themselves later on down the line, but as a society, we don't want to build a coddling way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
with them not being able, because that's not the time for it right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's going through shit. We need to see strong people. We don't need to see victims anymore. We need to see strong individuals. We need to see heroes. We need to see people like Chadwick Boseman, who didn't say shit about having cancer for 4 fucking years.
And ate it.
Go to work, no complaints, have other co-stars act like bitches on set. Now that he's dead, apologizing for acting like bitches on set.
Mindset.
Like, that's an example. There's no coincidence that people like Chadwick Boseman, Kobe Bryant, Nipsey Hussle are all gone right now. That's not a coincidence. That's not a coincidence. I don't care who you are.
What do you feel like is the connection with them being gone right now? Let's get deep.
I mean, I ain't trying to, because this is an adult conversation. First of all, parental discretion is extremely advised. But if you asking me personally, I feel like the reason why these people are gone is because they're either A, here to serve as an example and guiding light. There are torches for society to follow. You need to adapt this energy as a man. All of them. Because you're going to go through some shit. That's life.
I hear that.
You see what I'm saying? You're gonna have to pull a Chadwick Boseman. Lord willing, you don't have to go through cancer, but you're going to go through some shit. And ain't nobody know.
One way or
it ain't nobody business you going through some shit. You better show up and show the fuck out every day. Give us some of the best shit we've ever seen in our life. Cinematically.
Yeah. Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Some of his best work.
Anytime you find yourself giving a break to a young nigga with potential, you are enabling him. We don't need to see none of that shit. Like, not in these times. Maybe in like 2025 and all this shit is like, laughable. It's not laughable now.
So with that being said, do you feel like sports, like we just use sports as an example because that's obviously one agenda that they're continuing to push because, like the NFL, like you said, show up, show out every fucking day. If it's the field, if it's the court, cricket, whatever you play, wrestling, all that shit.
Energy.
They're still doing it. Like, they give us shows with people on screens at the place. They're giving us a basketball. They're giving us a basketball season with nobody at the games, but screens again. Do you think that is necessary for the seasons to continue, or do you feel like it kind of like it counts, but it didn't really count because it's not the way that it was originally created to be?
I feel like it's necessary because of those people who have like whole lives to live. Like, regardless of regardless of the entertainment aspect of it, they have to provide for a family too. You see what I'm saying? And this is how they do it. Everybody involved. This is how they feed their family. You really got to see with this whole bubble shit how many people got to work. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's outside of the people that's on the court. It was so many jobs created. Hey, did you ever think about trying to get involved and going to, be like a bar? Or how would you work it? Do you think you could have been a barber in the bubble if they would have?
No, that's the inside job. Rajon Rondo's brother was the head of all that.
Okay.
Yeah, Rajon Rondo's got a brother. He like managed all that shit.
Huh.
I know who he got down there though. Florida. Shout out to Florida. Florida's got a lot of heat. But Florida, woo. It's some niggas chopping out Florida. Lord have mercy. Hey, it's some niggas give you a run for your money out there in Florida. How much do y'all think Florida haircut costs?
$50.
A good Florida haircut.
$100.
There you go.
Oh man, for it.
So it's $100. Okay, yeah. So I got you. Yeah.
A good Florida haircut, like a good,
And that's like Atlanta. I've been to my partner got a lineup. He said his lineup was like $70 or something like that. And so I was like,
That could be overrated.
I mean, he
culture wise. I'm sorry, Atlanta, if you're watching this, Atlanta, whatever.
Oh, don't apologize.
It's hype. Like, come on now. Everybody know, if you've been a barber long enough, you know the hardest niggas come out of Philly. Some of the hardest barbers hail from up north, and then you work your way down south to Tennessee. Some of the hardest barbers come out of Tennessee, and then you work your way from east to west. And then,
right.
If we talk about just period, like proximity, closest to us, Atlanta got some certified heat all around. But as far as techniques, blends, and just overall, like, it's a different look. That shit look fake, but it's blended like that. It's like that. That shit comes from up north.
So since we talking about that, who is Machiavelli the Groomer?
Man, Machiavelli the Groomer is just somebody who cuts hair.
Fair.
That's it. That's all he does is cut hair.
So what drew the inspiration of going by that name?
My instructor gave it to me when I was in barber school.
Okay.
Yeah, he heard my name was, well, he got my initials from my name and was like, Machiavelli.
Okay.
He just kept saying shit. And I was just like, all right, I'm running with that. And he was like, all right, I don't care. And I was like, all right, bet.
So where did you attend barbering? Is it Barber College School? Correct me.
Barber School, Genesis Career College, the airport location off in Donaldson. I don't think they're open right now, but you can, if you guys want to learn how to cut hair, you can do so at thebarberacademy.com. For those who want to learn how to cut hair, you just enroll at thebarberacademy.com and I'll teach you how to cut hair.
Okay.
You make a lot of money cutting hair.
Oh yeah, I mean
everybody needs a haircut. It's recession proof.
Yeah, it'll never not be.
I've never cut a dead person, but if I'm getting the opportunity, I'm gonna take care of whoever needs to be taken care of. But yeah, that's the thing.
Oh yeah. My other the barber I have now, the guy before. He does that. Like, I mean, that's not all he does, but that's just one of his pack. Like, he can do it. You know what I'm saying? That's one of his packs or whatever. So.
I heard it's different.
Obviously. I mean, shoot, it's not a whole lot going on, but it's a quiet situation. But, yeah. Man. But if you selected for some type of that level, that's an honor, though, because, you know, they trust you that much to make sure that the send-off was... You know, as close to live like as possible if they planning on showing. You know what I mean, open or closed. But
that's real. That's real. Yeah, it is, man. You're right. You're absolutely right.
So, like, what's the licensing process like? Like, walk us through that. You know, if somebody wants to become a licensed barber, or you know, what are the steps to?
Oh, it's so easy. It is so easy. All you have to do is enroll. And then after you enroll, we do a quick interview. We get your paperwork in order. It takes 1,500 hours to get a license.
Okay.
So we gonna dog walk you through all that information in a nice, even pace. Once you're done, you'll be able to test out. You get the license. Once you obtain your license, the beauty of it is you'll be able to go anywhere in the United States and have a job.
Okay.
So yeah, there's one guarantee is that you'll always be able to make money no matter what.
Yeah. So what was it like? I'm sure you probably remember because it was your first. Everybody remembers their first of doing whatever. What was it like? You know, cutting your first head. Like, what was your first haircut like? You know, doing it. Like, was you nervous? Yeah.
Very nervous. Very nervous. I was very nervous. Of course, I probably didn't do a very good job at all. Truthfully speaking, I didn't do a very good job for quite a while because, like everybody else, I didn't quite take it seriously starting out. So it was just one of those things you dibble dabble in, and you don't really commit to all the way. You kind of sort of like it, you know what I mean? But you're not just that good at it. So yeah, I didn't do very good, but I still got paid for it, and that was a blessing. And every time after that, I would always end up getting paid for it, and that was always a blessing. There was a few times where you might have, there's a few times where you may think you might have done a good job, like looking back at old pictures and stuff, but it could be the angle, how they holding their head.
Oh, bro. When I look at some of my old photography stuff, bro, I'd be like, oof.
Yeah, it could be all kinds of
some of it.
Yeah, you never really know until you take a look back at it and you be like, yeah, that was decent. But yeah, that was nervous to say the least.
And speaking of that, like you know how you said, like you basically, obviously with repetition you get better and whatnot. Obviously, with that. But what's the hardest part about building up your clientele? Because I know, like you said,
that's a good question. Right?
I always wanted to know that as far as like with barbering or even just any beauticians or anything like that. What's the hardest thing about building that up? Because I know it's a process and it takes time. I'm sure.
I would say the hardest parts about building clientele is just being consistent. You just want to be as consistent as you possibly can with being available and being consistently available, especially early on, until you don't want to come into a situation without some sort of standard. Like if you are not able to communicate how you want to do business, it can be really tough, especially if you're just taking on client after client after client after client after client, and you're building your clientele, but you're not consistent with how you want to do your business. So yeah, that's the hardest part. It's definitely just consistent.
Okay. So what's the most challenging? What would you say is the most challenging hair to cut?
Most challenging hair.
Yeah.
Truthfully, there isn't a challenging hair to cut because once you have your technique in order, you kind of just follow the same technique.
Gotcha.
It's not really the hair. It could really more so be the head shape.
Okay.
Yeah, the texture of the hair, you kind of just, you tend to play with. Like if, most of the times if a client has like a very rough texture of hair, I might offer a shampoo service to soften it up a bit. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's at an additional rate, but you can always manipulate hair how you want it to be. It just takes a little time. Yeah, and you got to just have good attention to detail. But yeah, no hair is really just tough to cut.
Okay. And what moment did you realize that this profession was for you? Like, you obviously sound well versed in this. I mean, you're a very confident person in and out.
No, I appreciate it, man. No, I greatly appreciate that. When I figured out that I was knee deep in what I had to do, is actually I ended up getting arrested.
Okay.
Yeah, I got arrested outside of my apartment building coming home from work.
Damn. Can't even get to the damn house, bro.
Yeah, I was literally right there. I almost made it. But that situation had me having to go to court and miss some work, and they pretty much had to let me go from Comcast at that point. So by then I had to commit to being a barber full time, and at that time I was still in barber school.
Oh wow!
So,
and that's chapter 2. That's chapter 3. Right? Where you gonna write your book? That's the next question.
Yeah, I'm working on it, man. That's the work in progress, bro. But yeah, it was just been a journey ever since. So I had to commit.
Okay.
Yeah, no choice.
Feel that. Do or die. That's why I say all the time. Like people ask me questions about marriage, they be like, "How do you feel about it?" I was like, "Do or die."
Yeah, at that point,
like what? Why are you saying that? I'm just like, that's what it is. I was like, either you gonna do it and fucking live and be the best husband, father, friend, confidant, you know, the closest thing to what a God would be listed as.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm God because people get in they shit about that. I'm just saying you got to be close to that because you are a provider on a major front. Like you are signing up for playing for a major team. It's like it's no different. So
right.
You'll die.
Yeah, man. I had to step into that one. That was definitely like a one you had to step into because at the time I wasn't too sure. But hey, you fix it on the way has always been my attitude.
Yeah, you on there. I respect that. I respect
it on the way.
Yes.
So, Mac, you talked about it earlier, man, and I've been there now a few times now since you've been there. So, tell us about Players Club Studios. I don't even want to tell the people. I want you to elaborate on that.
Jay been talking it up, boy. Jay been talking it up, boy.
Yeah.
I ain't saying I'm
Studios. Okay.
Yes.
Players Club Studios. I appreciate you stopping by, Jay, man. I really do, bro.
Yeah, man.
Jay can remember actually back in 2018, I was in another building across the street from where Players Club Studios is now. So I'm sort of having a full circle moment with coming back to the location. And it was put together with just an idea of having more nostalgic retro feel.
Yes.
Okay.
My back wall was done by my cousin, which I recommend anybody, if you appreciate art, you want to stop by and just check it out. Yeah, you know, I'll offer complimentary beverages for the adults, things of that nature. But overall, it's just a space for me to take care of my people, man. And you know, I'm blessed to be able to do so. You feel safe, you feel comfortable. I allow you to, you know, be yourself. You listen to what you want to listen to, and you know, we just take our time and get to know each other while I take care of you, man. And it's real personal with me going forward.
I got a question. So like, and you talked about this earlier as well. Like not too long ago, you were breaking down that the best barbers come from up north, and then you touched a little bit on Atlanta, and then you touched a little bit. You asked the question, how much do you think a good haircut costs in Florida? So all those things connected. What's the difference between barbershops in Texas versus Tennessee?
I would say the way barbershops collab with one another.
Okay.
I think the biggest difference is it's more of a community in Texas than it is in Tennessee.
Oh.
I mean, I'm only speaking from Nashville. I can't speak for other areas like Memphis. And
right.
I wouldn't really know.
Yeah.
But, you know, just speaking from a Nashville versus, let's say, Dallas, which may not be fair, but...
Right. It is what it is. I mean, I have yet to go to Dallas. I haven't got there yet.
Yeah, same
I'm working on it, man.
Same here, man. I want to go to Dallas.
I left the country. I just ain't been to Dallas yet. I haven't even been to Texas. I haven't been to the state yet, bro.
Y'all want to go to Dallas?
I'm down.
Yeah.
You gonna come?
Down. I've never been to Texas, bro. I've never
come
been
get me,
anywhere in Texas.
I'm down. Like you let me know. Y'all let me know when y'all play. Let me know, like, you know, 2, 3 weeks ahead of time, and I'll make space, bro. It ain't nothing for me to drive up there where we hop in the same whatever y'all want. I don't care, bro. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I want to go to Dallas.
I travel. I'm a traveling fool. So
the difference between Texas and Tennessee barbershops overall, though, is what you'll notice is just more community. They both got some great heat. Like it's some very good barbers in Tennessee.
Yeah,
it's some very, 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 very good barbers in Tennessee. But Texas is just being bigger. You know, it's got way more barbers. You know,
Okay.
way more heat.
We're gonna close this out, man, on this interview session of the episode. But I want to know, or we would like to know, without disclosing too much information, do you have any funny stories that you would like to share as far as any interaction that you've had with a client in the past? I know we've had some conversations before where I've actually been in the shop with you where people come and ask you some of the questions that you make so simple when you book your Booksy. It's very simple. It's the easiest process ever.
Right.
Oh, that ain't it. That ain't it. That's every day.
Man.
The funniest thing that happened in the shop. One day, this man named Fred. Fred pulls up to the shop, swing. He pull up, bumping that music, bump, 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 bump. Hop out. Leave the keys in the ignition. Hop out. Go inside the barbershop, right? He hollering about, it's a big boy day today. I'm finna woo, it's a big boy day. I'm finna give me a big boy breakfast after this big boy shave. I got plenty of money. So he hit me up. My man, can you go and tighten me up? Woo, 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 woo. So I tightened him up, get his goatee right. He bald head, so he already shaved his head.
Right.
He just got like literally this mustache and goatee. So I get him right? And he's still popping his chops about having, big shit. Like, I'm doing it big, woody woo, woody woo. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, pull into the parking lot. A white man hop out.
Oh shit.
Hop out that bitch and get in Fred's car and throw that bitch in reverse. Fred like, whoa, wait. We like, Fred, we seen it happen, right? We seen it happen. We like, Fred, somebody getting in your car. He like, yeah, I left that motherfucker running. Woo, woo. We like, Fred, somebody getting in your car. That nigga run outside like, whoa, what you doing? He like, nigga, this is a repo.
No.
Hey.
No.
He pulled the strap up like, what's this is a repo. Like, bag up. I was
Damn.
And he said, well, let me get my phone out. Shit. And so he get his shit out, right? He get his shit out.
This is myself, man.
Fred shit got repoed in front of the barbershop. They thought they were gonna have to tow it. It was a tow truck that pulled up that the white man hopped out of. They thought they were gonna have to tow it. He left the keys in the car, so all he had to do was get in the motherfucker and drive off. Fred looking at me like,
it's not a big boy day anymore.
No, look, do what he say. Nigga, you drive me home.
Oh, damn. Oh.
I said, yeah, Fred, I got you.
I got you. You had a hard.
I let Fred. I had a Chevy Aveo, y'all. I had an 05 Chevy Aveo where the windows roll down like that.
I love them. I'm a classic. I like classic cars. I like older cars, period, bro. So.
Oh yeah. But yeah, that was the top most funniest shit. Like to see it all unfold, to see how he was acting that morning, to all that shit unfolding, hands down funniest shit ever.
You just literally saw somebody get humbled. Like the perfect example.
Live.
Live.
It's been a lot, but like you said, it's been a lot of. That's just one of them.
Wow. Yeah, I can imagine, man. I remember one time it was some weird stuff going on. It was some dudes kept going in and out. It was like when you was at Fats.
I remember that.
It was like somebody. Man, I was like, is he hiding from somebody?
Was hiding from the police.
Yeah, everything going. Now
he was hiding in the back of the shop.
Was this the shop that the one I came to for your wedding?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That shop was cool to me, bro. It was cool to me because I don't want to take away from the story. Keep it on the story. But I gotta say, I thought y'all had a nice it was tight. I like how everybody was kind of moving and doing shit.
That's pre-COVID, baby. We had it going on, man.
Yeah, I liked it, bro. That's why that day. I mean, that day I was like obviously exhausted and couldn't really process much because we was running late and fucking shit up. But you know, thank you for still tightening us up.
Yes,
thank you.
For sure, man.
I tell you,
we still talk about that.
Yo, we tell the story. Oh my god, it was a struggle, bro. But I was like, man, I'm gonna get you there, but I'm struggling right now. We had. I'll be honest, man. We had 30 minutes of sleep. 30.
That's rough.
30 minutes of sleep, and we had to go drive across Nashville to get baby boy, and then drive back across where the shop was to get my man tightened up and little boy. And so, shout out to your apprentice because he had got me right, bro. He had got me right.
That's what's up, man.
So shout out to him. I forget his name, but he had me looking crispy for my boy's wedding. So I appreciate that.
That's what's up, my dog Keaton. That's what's up, man.
You still cutting?
Yeah. Keaton doing his thing, man. Keaton's a beast. Hell yeah. At Barber on Instagram. Yeah, that man is hard.
What's his name? I'll follow him real quick.
Barber.
How you spell it?
I like that.
B-A-R-B.
Yeah, B-A-R-B-E-R.
Canic. Oh, okay, I found him. Yeah. He got a logo?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, I just followed him.
Yeah, he tough.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. Like, no, but go ahead. Tell me the story. I need to hear this story about people hiding from the police. I need to hear this one. It's important.
I guess apparently he ran out from his work site and ran into the barbershop and ran and hid in the back of the barbershop behind the station for like 25, 30 minutes.
That's a long time to be hiding.
Yeah, it was a long time. But the police was looking for him or whatever. He ended up leaving peacefully, thank God. But that's just how it was, man. Another day in life.
Yeah, it was just funny, and it was kind of like understood. Like nobody was like saying, everybody was still just going about their business. The shop was full. It was pre-COVID, so it was just one and another. I was just like, is he? But it was funny because you just had to put two and two together because he was going back in and out of the y'all's back room and shit. So it was like, and they kept looking out the front. It was funny. It was funny.
Yeah, in pre-COVID days. Yeah, man.
But yeah, man, we're gonna close the interview portion of this out, man. I know you talked about doing like your barbering school or whatnot. What's next for Mac? Like what? Yeah, I know you on deck with the book club. You got Players Club Studios kicking out. You're getting your barbering, school. As far as like being able to get your school started. Like, what's next for you? Is that like your next big project, or do you have other things in mind that you're getting ready to set up?
I appreciate it, man. No, what's next is really whatever God is really gonna put me towards, man. I'm not really doing much other than just taking it one day at a time. I did what I had to do as far as like getting my proper paperwork in order.
Right.
And so now it's just all about building a different sort of identity with educating and just taking more pride in what I want to do. So I don't have a true definitive answer to the question because I'm winging it.
We have one more segment, and it's a light segment. It's something that we do. It's something that we do with all of our guests. Go ahead and drop it, Tag. What's the name of the title?
Hi, man. Welcome to the show, man. We still on the show. This is the last little part right here. You feel me? Here we go. So we got a little segment of the show right now. It's a lighter part of the show. It's like when you mix grenadine with Sprite. It's sweet, but you know it's bad for you, but you drink it anyway. It's called This or That. Drop the shit. All right. Drop fire. Drop fire. Imagine fire being dropped. Okay. So here we are. This or that, man. If you had to make a choice, you remember this game we used to play this back in middle school? Anybody? Just me?
Right.
All right, bet. So here we go. Now I'm probably gonna pronounce it wrong, but I'm gonna say it. Wall or Andis?
Andis.
Did I say it right? Was it Wall or Whale?
No, you had it right. Wall.
Hey, I be reading. Okay, turn up.
Yeah. Hey, no, you had it right.
So why did you choose why Andis over Wall?
Man, the Andis are OGs. They don't play with hair. Yeah, sometimes the Walls, you know, they come in different cuts and whatnot, but the Andis, they gonna get down to business.
Right, that's real. So what was your now this is a little small section separate of that. What was your first? Is that what you've always cut with, or did you start with something else? Or
Starting out, I might have used Con Air.
Con Air.
Yeah,
Con Air.
But don't sleep on Con Air because Con Air is now fabulous.
It took care of me for a minute. Do you cut on there?
Do I come on? No, I don't.
Okay.
My cousin, he's also a barber here in Nashville. J Dollar on the track. He's also an artist as well. You guys can follow him on Instagram, J Dollar on the track.
J Dollar.
Yes, sir. We got a whole lot of work soon.
I see it. I'm looking now.
Vodka or rum?
I'm gonna have to say vodka. Even though I don't like neither one.
Okay.
Right. I'm not a big drinker. I like
wine. Really?
Wine.
What do you prefer?
I lied. I'm a wino.
Wino? Okay.
Yeah, that's perfect. It's hard. Like, I'm not a connoisseur. I'm becoming it. You know, it's like a development process, but I fool with a lot of sweet reds, but I do love me a good dry wine. I love dry shit.
Dry red wine?
No, dry like white.
Oh, dry like white.
Sometimes, like Zinfandel, it's kind of dry to me. It's not really sweet. It doesn't taste sweet to me.
Oh, okay.
I guess out of age choice, mine will be rum. I used to, my younger days, vodka. I used to fuck with vodka very heavy, but I'm not much of a drinker as it is. Like you know, I have to be in the mood for it, but I fucks with rum because I'm more of like a cocktail guy. I'm not into shots. I do them, but I don't know how people, we got friends that just do shots like it's nothing. And I'm like, bro, how? Like, I gotta go to work.
It ain't for the weak at heart. You gotta be ready.
Yeah, you start right up.
Oranges or mangoes?
Damn, that's tough. I'm gonna have to say oranges, man.
Thanks.
Nutritional value.
Respect. Go ahead, Jay.
Nah, I was gonna say oranges.
Yeah, same. I like mangoes, but I just now started learning how to like really actually eat them and peel them and like know when they're in season and shit like that. But I've been eating oranges so damn long. And it's just a good go-to snack to just throw in the car. Like you can literally throw it in your car and it'll still be fine because the husk. What about razor edge or using clippers?
Razor edge me, please.
I feel it. I gotta say the same for myself, bro. Because I can't. I used to try to just do clippers all the time, but it just don't. It don't last the same way. It's just not the same.
I'll close it out with this last one.
Give it to us.
Dodge or Chevy?
Ooh. Got him.
I have a Dodge. So Dodge.
Is it biased? Yeah. Charger, Challenger? Which one? Not either one. I mean, what you got? Huh?
An Avenger.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah. Good car. That's a great car.
That mug there gets me from point A to point B.
You can go anywhere in it. You take care of it.
Yeah.
Oil change, tires rotated, all that. You straight.
God is good, especially with the Avenger series. I appreciate the Avenger series. The Chevy, not too far behind.
Yeah, I had a Chevy for a while. I have a Nissan now, but I had a Chevy for a while, and I love my Impala. I love it.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Now you got the hell out of that car, boy. That shit died.
Yeah, I paid that whole off, too. That shit was nice. I love that. I made that last minute. But yeah, man. We're gonna go ahead and conclude the show. Matt, man, we want to thank you for coming aboard, man. This was a very long episode. Yeah.
We're gonna have you back, bro, because you have a wealth of knowledge inside, and I would like to continue to gold mine your brain. I want to pick more.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, bro, I respect it. Like, we'll have to. The next time I'm in the city, we will have to do lunch or drinks or something. Like, it doesn't matter to me if you want me to check out. I like to come by and check out the artwork in person.
Gotta come see that, bro.
Yeah, I want to do that. I'd like
bring your camera.
I will. Yeah, bro. So, yeah, man. Thank you for coming on the show. Go ahead and shout out, man, all your social media platforms, websites, all that stuff. You have it, you know, and we'll list it on the screen and everything, man, where they can follow you and stuff.
Man, hey, like I said, I appreciate the opportunity, man. Lemon Water Podcast. You guys can follow me at Mac_the Groomer, at Players_Club_Studios. I'm on Facebook, Machiavelli the Groom Services. I got too many handles, but you can just Google Machiavelli the Groomer and something's gonna pop up. I promise you. Google Players Club Studios. I appreciate you guys for this opportunity. Lemon Water Podcast was great, man. Y'all, thank y'all so much.
Bustin'.
Man, you were hurt.
For sure.
All right, y'all, man. So thank y'all for tuning in to this episode with Mac, the Groomer, on this mug, man. I've been your host, T.
And this is Jay.
And don't forget, man. Mac, yeah. See, people know how to do it, man. This shit. Don't forget, bro, when life gives you lemons, make lemon water, man. That'll be easy. Peace.
Be smooth.